Hey guys, what's going on? I'm back with another Reddit report. Today I've got you something that's insanely underrated at the moment for Series 6, being Weakness Policy Alolan Raichu plus Pincurchin combo. But before that, make sure you guys to like, comment, and subscribe, as it really helps me out with the YouTube algorithm and helps me spread the secret sauce around. Also guys, be sure to join the Discord if you guys want to know more about the secret sauce earlier and discuss Series 6 team builds and more. And lastly, I stream every Friday on twitch.tv/PPL15 every Friday at 7 PM UK time to catch me deep in the action. Also now we have some nice Port Force merch, so check the link in the description below to support me with the merch. Without further ado, let's jump in. Everyone's first thought about this is probably like, Nani? Why would you run a weakness policy on Raichu even when he's so extremely fell? But it's actually quite a nice synergy to possibly implement, as Pincurchin has access to Sucker Punch, allowing you to proc the weakness policy on Raichu, and couple that up with setting electric terrain. With the Subsurfer, allows you to put minimal speed investment and be able to outspeed quite a lot of threats in Series 6, and allowing it to have more HP to survive the Sucker Punch, because if you actually have 0 HP, you actually can OHKO your own Raichu with Sucker Punch, because Pincurchin is an absolute beast. But why don't you do? Why don't you do less damage with Rising Voltage if you max a load in Raichu? Yeah, that is very, very true. However, with Life Orb or any other item, you miss out on the OHKO on the Lapras, which is a really good option to have if you have a problem against Lapras. Because if you max if you max Alolan Raichu and proc the weakness policy with Pincurchin, you can actually OHKO Dynamax Lapras 100% of the time, because instead of having the Rising Voltage boost, you get Electric Terrain boost at a 140 base attack, which is very, very strong, and it can actually kill the OHKO the Lapras, which is quite significant for certain matchups. And it's also got a lot of other supportive moves that you can use with the Alolan Raichu. My current set I'm running with Alolan Raichu is with the weakness policy, of course, ability Surge Surfer, 164 HP, 252 special attack, and 92 speed. Modest nature with Rising Voltage, Psychic, Nuzzle, and Protect. 92 speeds allows you to outspeed Turbo Lapras on the Tailwind. Nuzzle is really good supportive moves if you don't want to Dynamax and potentially stall out enemy Dynamaxes with full Paras, and you can also play around with the speed tiers a lot with the Nuzzle Para as well. Max attack to do the most damage, and the rest into HP to not die to Pincurchin, because Pincurchin is an absolute beast. There is one thing to watch out for though, because you're running not at max speed. Sometimes you might need to use Max Mindstorm, which will change the terrain and deactivate your own speed boost, which is a little bit of a nombo, but it's quite good as well, because you set up Max Mindstorm and you can do more psychic damage afterwards. So there's a lot of ways you can build him, and there's a lot of utility in the Raichu. You can also run him on the screens using Light Screen and Reflect, and you don't have to Dynamax all the time with him as well. It's just an option to have if you have a really hard matchup in Series 6, because I know Lapras is definitely everywhere. But you guys should definitely give Weakness Policy Alolan Raichu plus Pincurchin a try and feel it out. There's definitely some kind of undiscovered potential here with this combo. But anyway, without further ado, let's jump into the gameplay that I got for you guys. It took me a while because sometimes I can't get the games for it, and I can't really it's really hard to find a Lapras, guys, somehow. But when you're in tournament settings and higher up in the ladder, there's a lot of Laprases. Everyone loves running Laprases, but in the middle tiers, people are running a lot of weird combos. So it was really hard to find. So I hope you guys appreciate it, and hopefully you guys try out the combo too, as I think it's got a lot of potential, and tell me what you guys should have you been coupling up with this combo too. Let's go. Hey guys, I would like to apologize for not being able to do a live commentary for this, but hopefully my post commentary will be good enough to satisfy your guys' hunger for the game. So what do we have here? We have sorry, I didn't record the team building because I was just chilling out, playing with the team, really enjoying myself. Playing this weakness policy Alolan Raichu team. I'm opting for a Trick Room start because I was probably scared of of leading the Alolan Raichu here, because it was quite scary into the Silverite Gengar, as I don't really do that much damage to the Silverite, and Silverite could explode, so it's really good to have a Dusclops out. You always have to worry for the explosion Silverally when they bring out a Silverally, but otherwise, after the first turn, it's pretty smooth sailing from there, especially when it's Gengar Silverally. It really suggests that it's going to explode because he's got a Ghost type as well. So bringing off the Dusclops is really important to make him think otherwise, because he really can't get the kill on the Ferrothorn, and he definitely can't kill the Dusclops because normal attacks don't hit the Dusclops at all. And what he opts for is a Dynamax on, or potentially GMAX on the Gengar, which is very interesting. Is it? No, it's a Silverally GMAX, so the typing of this Silverally must be pretty good to be able to get some nice boosting from that. Otherwise, I just played it really slow. I just went for a Trick Room and Iron Defense. Oh, not Iron Defense, but Protect, just in case of the explosion. But the good thing he did was to opt for the Dynamax, so he can potentially just kill my Dusclops here, and he actually does go opt for the Max Darkness onto the Dusclops. Let's see if the Dusclops hangs over. Oh, it's nice. That's probably coming out from Snarl, so we kind of can tell that this is like a supportive Silverally, because I think it was any other thing, it would probably KO the Dusclops. But now we're in a pretty good position because we put out the Trick Room and we can start pain splitting all that damage away. That's the really scary thing about the Dusclops. If you can get the Trick Room up and you double up into him and you don't kill it, the next turn he can just heal it all back up with a pain split, which is gross, guys. It's absolutely gross. So yeah, you have to make sure you count for your Dusclops and you know what your counter to the Dusclops is. My Dusclops is running Shadow Sneak, so I can proc Alolan Raichu's weakness policy in the late game. Occasionally too. Unfortunately, we will miss the Max Darkness. I thought going for the Iron Defense won't be very good, because we're against special attackers, it looks like, and most likely, I don't know what Silverally is at the moment because he's maxed, but he can do both. But we're against the Gengar and we can't really body press him, so the best plan of action is definitely just to Leech Seed him, get some healing off and stuff, and basically stall out this Silverally Dynamax. And we just keep on Pain Split basically, because with the Dusclops, because why not? We're just trying to stall out his Dynamax, and I'm just trying to get the most out of my Ferrothorn. I know I'm playing this really slow, but this is a viable strategy, especially because he Dynamax such a weak Pokemon, because of his Max Darkness is absolutely doing nothing. However, it's going to eventually do a lot because of Max Darkness defense drops. It's going to eventually stack up and be able to do tremendous amounts of damage very soon. As you can see, he keeps on special defense drops, by the way. I got a bit lazy there, but as you can see, he keeps on going for it just to drop my special defense and keep on spamming Hex. I think if he was using Shadow Ball, he could have got the KO, actually, to be honest with you, onto the Dusclops on turn 1. But he opts not to, and the Dynamax on the Silverally has wore out, so we're now in the clear. You can keep on plane splitting everything away, all the damage he's done away, and just basically keep on doing some damage. This turn I'm going to keep on going for Leech Seed because I need to get the heals back. I need a heal back, and Iron Defense doesn't do as much here against special attackers and ghost types, so it's better to just get as much damage and regeneration going with Leech Seed. And he even swaps out to Grimmsnarl, so that means potentially even less damage this turn, whilst I keep on sucking him up, sucking my Dusclops up with some Pain Splits action. And the Leech Seed actually connects, which is really important. I don't know if he's going to stay in or not with the Grimmsnarl, but it's going to be interesting if he does. Oh, it's actually Crunch. It's coming from Crunch, so it's actually quite an offensive threat, because that's not coming from Snarl. It's actually coming from a proper Dark type move, which is interesting, because mostly I've been seeing is kind of half like explosion, half supportive Silverally sets, which is which are really good against Porygon Z, because Porygon Z depending on your Silver Rally typing, it does non-effective damage on them. So now, because I know there's two physical attackers on the field, I can start going for iron defenses here. I could have potentially went for another Leech Seed onto the left slot for extra healing, but I think it's time for me to iron defense up, and you know, I got Leech Seed off, so with leftovers and Leech Seed heal, I think we should be doing quite a lot of damage here. He goes for False Surrender, and that almost chunks our Dusclops down, but he hangs on with 1 HP, which is really crucial, because every time that Dusclops hangs on with 1 HP, he can just heal it back up, which is absolutely gross. He goes for a Parting Shot onto the Ferrothorn, which doesn't really mean much, because my damage scales off, you know, percentage-wise, and also from my defense, actually. He goes back into Gengar here. Good choice, because the Trick Room is petering out very soon. But I'm quite surprised that he's running false Surrender on the Grimmsnarl, which is insane. And now my Ferrothorn's back at 4 HP now. Haven't really showcased the Alolan Raichu yet, but this other mode on the team is very effective in case they go for a really like a more aggressive lead than the Alolan plus Pincurchin. But you can. I think this video showcases what you can do with the late game Alolan Raichu with Dusclops if they choose to leave it alive. Thunder Wave comes through to paralyze the Ferrothorn. Let's see if this should probably kill, because it's got Thunder Wave and it's -3. Yeah, absolutely chunks the Ferrothorn down, unfortunately. But we get the Trick Room up, which is pretty good, I'd say. I mean, actually, no, it's really bad, because we want to bring in our Alolan Raichu, but we really can't, because we gotta lose it. So luckily, Pincurchin is a pretty good budget like Tyranitar for the Alolan Raichu, and it's very slow, so it can work in Trick Room too. And it's very slow. Base 15 speed, guys. I'm running Electro Seed on it because more defense is pretty good. Pincurchin is actually quite tanky. Other than having it has really good stats other than having low speed, which is alright because of Trick Room, but it's also got low base HP. But what we're gonna do here is just start sweeping with Pincurchin. I could have potentially Dynamax it and done a lot of damage, but I want to save that up for the Alolan Raichu at the end, where we can just Shadow Sneak it in case, and we that's why I'm running Dusclops with Shadow Sneak, because Shadow Sneak doesn't do as much damage. And we also have an option of running Dusclops plus Alolan Raichu, as it gives our option to go either way. We can go with Dusclops Trick Room, we can scout out the lead with Dusclops and Alolan Raichu coming out in the lead, and then we can either swap the Dusclops out for Pincurchin if we want to go fast, or we can swap the Alolan Raichu for Ferrothorn if we want to go slow on the Trick Room. Rising Voltage does a lot of damage on the Trick Room and Electric Terrain, which is absolutely insane, and we're just gonna keep on. Well, the Leech Seed is still on, which is very nice, although my Pincurchin is 4 HP, so it doesn't really matter. But yeah, we just keep on pain splitting with the Dusclops. It's absolutely gross because he doesn't have enough damage to be able to kill it, and the Slowbro comes out from our opponent, which is very interesting. It's 4 HP, means we can get some even more healing off. Now we're just choosing what target we should do. I'm just thinking, because if we should finish off the Grimmsnarl or do significantly more damage, because if you think about it, we're only doing like 5-10% to the Grimmsnarl, whereas we could be potentially doing 50% onto the Slowbro. He procs the Quick Draw. Let's see what he opts for. He got the Fake Tears off, which is insane. Maybe he absolutely one-shots our Pincurchin here, but I believe in Pincurchin. Oh my god, that does so much damage. The Fake Tears into Shell Sidearm. That does omega amounts of damage. Holy Christ. Alright. But we got a big Pain Split off, and now we get the Raichu in. We're still on the Trick Room, unfortunately, but I think we're still in a pretty good shape. I think we can play it two ways. We can protect and stall out one turn, or protect and get rid of the Trick Room right now. But because of all the Max Darkness boosts, the defense drops that we got, our Dusclops is actually quite susceptible to a Slowbro. So I think we're just going to go for big damage here. We're not going to proc the weakness policy this turn. However, I think he might proc our own one. So let's see what he does. I'm going for the Shadow Sneak onto the Grimmsnarl. I mean the Nightshade onto the Grimmsnarl to finish it off. For any potential false surrenders that will go into the Alolan Raichu that might chunk it down, unfortunately. Because I believe that it will survive the Slowbro, most likely. But the false surrender, which is super effective, might have a different take on it. So here we go. Here's our late game Alolan Raichu. Pulling it off. It's very fast even with minimal speed investments. Because it's in electric terrain, of course. And the Nightshade comes off and finishes off. No fake tears, no prankster moves coming out, which is a mistake. So he probably was opting for that false surrender to try and kill the guy. Muddy Water comes through. Does a little bit of damage to the Slowbro, but this should do a lot of damage in electric terrain. Yep, picks up the KO. So the thing about Max Lightning from Rising Voltage is that it loses damage, but it gains more damage when you're at +2. So it's quite significant actually. So here we go. We're just gonna go for. I think we're just gonna go for the double up. No need to proc the weakness policy and potentially die to a Shadow Ball. We actually got opting for the Max Psychic here, which is oh no, we're back to the Max Lightning because I thought that the boost equals more damage. So we get the Nightshade off, and that's a lot of damage. Holy Christ! The Hex comes out and he procs my weakness policy. As you can see, Pincurchin, not Pincurchin, Alolan Raichu is actually quite tankier than you think it is. So yeah, it's pretty good, and we just get the win with the late game Raichu, which is really nice because it outspeeds everything. We set him up pretty well, and we got the win. So yeah, it shows you some potential. I got one more game for you guys. It's also going to be a post commentary, so let's hop to that. Hey guys, what's going on? We're back with another post commentary. I'm sorry that I forgot to press the I couldn't record a mic because I was just chilling out and having fun, but hopefully we can make do with the post commentary, and hopefully you guys still have a great time watching the video. So what we're against is a Lapras team, a very bulky Lapras team running Lapras and also Snorlax and Corviknight. I'm quite scared of this, and a Urshifu to clean up the whole game. There is a Trick Room mode with the Hatterene, but no guaranteed way to bring it out. No fake out, no follow me. So his Trick Room is not too guaranteed, so we can always target into the Hatterene slot. There is a Rotom Heat as well, which wraps up the team's cause. I don't think the Rotom is going to be too dangerous, but he's definitely going to bring it against my team because there is a Ferrothorn, and he probably wants to snipe the Ferrothorn. I think what I opted for in this game was I can't remember, but we opted for something. I was hoping to lead Pincurchin and Raichu, because I think if he leads the Lapras, we can OHKO it straight away with the weakness policy. So we might be scouting out for that. But other options we can go for is definitely a Primarina Dynamax, and we can have a Alolan Raichu plus Pincurchin endgame. Even without the Dynamax, it still does a lot of damage with Rising Voltage, and without the proccing their own weakness policy. Alright, the game's starting. Let's see what we opt for and what he opts for. I completely forgot. These games was on hold for a while. I've been completely busy, guys. So he opts for the Hatterene Rotom. I did mention that he doesn't have a surefire way to get the Trick Room up. However, he could always have Ally Switch and play against the Ally Switch because Rotom has access to Ally Switch. But we do end up leading with the Pincurchin Alolan Raichu because I wanted to definitely see that Lapras, but I didn't get the chance to see it, which is really unfortunate. And I'm considering the Dynamax here just to snipe the Hatterene, and I was also getting kind of tired of not being able to get this highlight because they didn't want to lead Lapras against me, because if they know their counts, they should all the time lead the Lapras, because Rising Voltage under electric terrain actually doesn't OHKO the Lapras. So it's actually quite a mistake for him not to do it. However, for weakness policy Alolan Raichu, it always KOs the Lapras. So we end up Dynamaxing his thing, and he does opt for the Trick Room here as he doesn't go for the Dynamax, which could or could not be might not be a mistake here, but we'll see. We got the weakness policy off, and we got the Max Lightning off. And is it on Sash? It is on Sash too, so he's trying to guarantee that Trick Room with the Sash. Dark Pulse comes through. It doesn't do too much damage, but now we're in a really tough position as we basically, like, it's Alolan Raichu in Trick Room. However, the bonus, the benefit of this is now our Pincurchin is an absolute beast. So what we're gonna do now is I'm thinking we kill the Hatterene with the Pincurchin. I think that's pretty decent, and yeah, make sure you guys use the right Max Lightning. Nuzzle does less damage, so yeah. And then I think we definitely finish off the Hatterene. It's very important to finish off the Hatterene. It's sad that we're giving him a free switch in, but at the same time we still have to do it, because if he gets a bit of damage off, it's insane amounts of damage because it's Hatterene. He goes off with another Dark Pulse, and we hang on with the Alolan Raichu, which is really nice. And basically Alolan Raichu got 2 pick-offs here, which is really good. Even in this bad situation where he hard called me out and not led with the Lapras. And even with the Max Lightning, with at +2, we actually almost chunked his Rotom Heat down from full. So that shows you the utility and power of the weakness policy Alolan Raichu. It really gives you a lot of option, and he looks hella Desu and cute, guys. The Snorlax comes out. I'm expecting him to do some belly drum shenanigans here. So what I want to do is basically hope that he doesn't target the Raichu, and or maybe my Pincurchin goes first and kills the Rotom, and I can get some free damage off onto the Snorlax. He might not be belly drumming, but we'll see. We'll have to see. We finish off the Rotom because I was hard reading the belly drum. He might not opt for the belly drum because, you know, it is very risky, and yeah, he doesn't go for it. He just goes for Body Slam. Body Slam kind of indicates that he's not a belly drum set. It might be an AV set, because Body Slam is typically not used like that. But now we have Ferrothorn, and we should be having a pretty good late game. We took out 2 Pokemons with the Alolan Raichu. Oh, he actually has Lapras at the end. He didn't want to bring that out right until the end when the Alolan Raichu comes out, which is pretty smart on his end. What I want to do is probably Leech Seed here, because this allows me to, if I get the Leech Seed off, it's going to be really huge. Because then I don't have to worry about Lapras. I can just protect through it and stall out his Dynamax, and then afterwards the Snorlax is susceptible because of the Iron defenses. He'll do 0 damage, and I should be able to finish it off with Body Press. I should actually be able to finish both of these guys off with Body Press, as long as we stall out his Dynamax, which he has held on for so long now. So now he probably goes for a late game Lapras here, instead of the late game Snorlax, because I believe that Body Slam in the case is not on the belly drum set, and he does go for the Lapras, which is you know, pretty smart. Okay, what else does he opt for though? I think he's gonna set up Resonance here because we're gonna do Omega damage. I don't want to set off potential weakness policy, so I'm aiming for the Snorlax and Leech Seeding the Lapras, because we the one way we can lose right now is him of us proccing his weakness policy on the Lapras, because otherwise the Lapras doesn't do that much damage. Let's see if we survive this. Oh, we do survive that, so hinting that it's not even Life Orb, so more chance of it being either Light Clay or weakness policy. I believe it's going to be a weakness policy, so I'm not going to attack into it until his Dynamax runs out. And we fortunately got off the Leech Seed, so now we're pretty safe. We can start Iron defensing, we can protect, we can weave in protects in between, and we should be overall fine here. I opt for the Iron Defense because I think I just want to finish the game off quicker and set myself up for that winning condition. We go for Rising Voltage, more chip onto the onto the Snorlax. We're trying to pick him off if possible, but oh no, it's not on AV, it's actually on Berry, so it probably has an option to go for that Belly Drum after all. But now we have got the Iron Defense up, and Snorlax should be doing not too much damage. Now he probably has to, the Lapras probably has to focus on the Ferrothorn, but Ferrothorn hard walls the Lapras, especially because he's not going for water type attack, he's going for a ice type attack, which should, ooh, actually that does quite a lot of damage, but we should heal that up with the leftovers and Leech Seed. So yeah, pretty good. It was important to not proc this guy's weakness policy, unless he's on Light Clay, then he is, otherwise he's basically doing no damage. Alright, the terrain wears off, and we have Primarina in the end game too. What we can do here is double protect and stall out the last turn of the Lapras. We could go for Hyper Voice. We can do a lot of things here. I think I want to opt for the double Leech Seed here and protect, because I think he wants to target the Primarina here, because well, he doesn't really do too much actually. And yeah, he opts for the Max Lightning straight into the Primarina, so the protect was really important to stall out the last turn of his Dynamax. It also suggests that Max Lightning equals no Parasong, so he can't even win by the Parasong win condition here, which he very well could have in this situation, as we might not be quick enough to be taking out 2 KOs, so that brings a relief to us as he doesn't have Parasong, and because his Snorlax is the slowest monster, he should be winning that the Parasong endgame with 2 players, as long as he can stall it out. But now we got the double Leech Seed off, and my Ferrothorn's basically set up here now. We can basically go for Body Press at +2 defense. We don't have to go all the way and waste 2 more turns. We can just start pressing Body Press, and it should do a lot of damage here. Maybe we opt for more Iron Defense just to secure it. But if you guys are in, need some more time, you can definitely start pressing the Body Press now. Thunderbolt comes out in Electric Terrain, does quite a big chunk on it, on the Primarina. Looks like it's not too offensive here. We're doing some Moonblast on it because I can't hit it otherwise, and we're just doing a little bit of chips so that we can just finish it off with Body Press. He's completely ignored the Ferrothorn, which is a mistake. You have to put as much damage and offensive potential as possible. There's 2 ways to deal with Ferrothorn. You either start hitting it and doing a lot of damage to it, or you kill the partner and try to kill the rest of Ferrothorn's teammates and try to finish and try to get like a 4v1 situation against the Ferrothorn, which you will most likely win. However, because he's on a 2v1 situation, he has to put as much damage onto the Ferrothorn as humanly possible, otherwise Ferrothorn will just close out the game. So that really shows you the power of this fast lead with Raichu, getting a few important pickoffs, and then having Ferrothorn at the back to clean up and be this tanky pivot for the Raichu, which is really important. And Recycle comes out. I haven't seen Recycle Snorlax for a while now. Yeah, it's not as potent, as it's quite very slow, but Series 6 you can do a lot of things, and it'll be quite viable. But anyway, we're just playing this out, getting our Leech Seed hills, getting our Iron Defense up to 3, but there's definitely not much he can do now, especially because he doesn't have Parasong. The Aurora Veil runs out, so that really does indicate that it is on the weakness policy. So what we're going to do is wait until the very end to snipe the Lapras with the Body Press in case it somehow survives. He's going for the Recycles here, but I think Body Press should be able to OHKO him from this range. Yeah, it does. Nice. And oh, it's a crit hit. That might have mattered, but not really, because I think we're gonna win regardless. Yeah, but it's just gonna take a little bit longer. Now we get slightly less healing, but it's fine because Lapras can't really do too much against Ferrothorn anyway. So yeah, that really showcases the many options you can have with Alolan Raichu. You can go for the nozzles to get speed control and also stall out Dynamax and not need to Dynamax as well. You can go for Rising Voltage to stagger your turns of Dynamax and then go into Dynamax. There's a lot of options for what you can do with the Alolan Raichu, and I think it's very potent, and I think you guys should definitely give it a try in your team. Thank you guys for watching. Hopefully you had a great time, and peace out.